What's up, YouTubers? Today we're taking a look at the Master Chief figure from Jazwares. This is part of the Halo Infinite line. Looking at the packaging, you can see it comes with this clear window. Has a nice picture of Master Chief down near my left thumb. He has a gun, or his assault rifle. He's got a stand in the back, and also on the right side there's the game add-on. If I flip it around, you can see that the back is pretty plain, although it does have a really nice picture of Master Chief on it. And if you're a mint in box collector, this is a great way to display this figure, but I say let's open it up and see what it's all about. And here we have everything out of the packaging. As you can see, it comes with this great figure stand. He comes with his default assault rifle that you start out with in the game, a game add-on card, and of course Master Chief himself. And let's start by looking at the game add-on card first. It's got a great picture on the front of what I'm assuming the box art's going to look like, and of course this is for the Xbox. Nice picture here, and if I flip it over, down underneath my thumbs is the actual code that you would enter in the game to get whatever particular add-on this card gives you, and a little bit of instructions on the top. I think this is a great idea for anybody who wants to get all the game add-on cards for the game, and also all the figures that are in the wave. Up next, he comes with this default assault rifle that he uses mainly in the beginning of the game until you find the other guns. It's molded in a gray plastic. It has some black highlights on the handle, the underbarrel, and of course the muzzle. It's got some really nice details on it. And right here you see the peg, and that's to attach it on his back, just like in the game. And this is made out of some pliable plastic, so it won't break easily. It has some really good looking detail for a 1/18 scale gun. And for his last accessory, we'll take a look at the figure stand. This has got a full gravel effect to it, painted in brown. Looks pretty realistic with 2-foot pegs on it. Nothing underneath. And you can see on the side, there's an attachment system right here. And that's so you can attach all the other figure stands from all the other figures. And I happen to have one right here to show you. And this is from the pilot figure that I did a review on. And you just twist them, snap them in place, and they hold pretty tight. This is a great way to have a small diorama and line up all your figures on your shelf. And it detaches just as easily. And the star of the show, Master Chief himself. And I'll bring him in close so we can get a better look. And as you can see, they did a really great job recreating the figure to represent the same figure and artwork that's in the game. He has his gold visor and the silver painted detail on the right and left side with some black detail as well. Coming down to his chest, you can see it has the 117 right here on his left upper chest, just like in the game. A little bit of battle damage right here. Coming down, he has a black waist with his green cod piece, and his armor falls all the way down to his legs, his calves. He has armor on his shoulder. And if I move his arm out of the way, you can see there's some detail on his thigh right here, and all the way down to his calf there's some wonderful detail. Coming around the back, there's some silver highlights on the back as well. And here's the peg system to hold his rifle. And down here's the manufacturing stamp. And if we look to this side, he's got shoulder armor on this side as well. The same thigh detail. And great sculpting all the way down to his feet. If we look at the front, he's got a silver wash all over him, and I'm not sure if it's coming off on the camera. And the bottom of his feet is actually detailed. They put some treads in there, and here's the 2-foot peg holes. And of course, you just put those holes on the pegs of the stand to help him stand up. Let's see if we can do this on camera. Well, I did struggle a little bit, but it's because these holes and these pegs are really tight. But there he is. And it holds him on there really well. He's not going anywhere. And as you can see, he's only on there with one peg. And now, let's see what kind of articulation Master Chief offers. We'll start with his head. You can look left and right. He looks up really well. And he looks down really well. His head seems to be on a ball joint, and it rotates really smoothly, and you can get him into some really expressive poses. Let's look at his shoulders. And it's on a soft ratchet, and it only goes up about this far because of the shoulder armor. And this rotates 360 degrees. Down to his elbow. This bends just shy of 90 degrees. And of course this rotates 360 degrees. And coming down to his wrist, this rotates 360 degrees. And they also gave him wrist articulation. So it goes down and it goes up. And the same thing for the other wrist. So this goes down and up about this far. Let me get his arms down and out of the way. And he has a joint right here. And that's on a ball joint. And due to the shape of the figure, he can only go side to side just so far because he's kind of oval. So a little bit of motion back and forth. You can go back a little bit with his head up, and you really can't go too far forward, but he certainly makes up for it with his great articulation on his head. Coming down to the waist, he can do the splits really well for a Spartan figure. He's got a cut right here, so he has thigh rotation, and that's hidden really well with the sculpture of the figure. He can kick forward. He can kick back about this far. He has a double knee joint. Great range of motion here. And down to his foot. This has a soft ratchet to it. So he points up this far. And he points down this far. Also added a rocker joint. So it goes back and forth nice and smoothly. And just like the pilot figure, they added all sorts of great articulation for Master Chief. And lastly, I like to see how Master Chief sizes up with my other 1/18 scale figures in my collection. First up is the pilot figure that I recently did a review on, so please feel free to check that out. And as you can see, he scales really well, just like in the game, because Master Chief is supposed to be a lot taller than a human. Next, we'll bring in Flint from G.I. Joe and the 50th anniversary. And as you can see, he towers over him as well. How about a Joy Toy figure? Stand him up right here. And why not a custom Marauders Mishka figure from the October Guard? And now this shows us just how well Master Chief scales with figures from across multiple lines. Well, this has been my look at the brand new Master Chief figure from Jazwares from the Halo Infinite game. It's a fantastic figure, great sculpt, no paint slop, and wonderful articulation. And hey, you can't beat the price of $10. I grabbed this figure at my local Walmart, and I'm not at all disappointed. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching. And if you like what you see, join the community and hit that subscribe button. And remember, share your knowledge.